My brother came back from a solo hike. He's not the one who came home. He was only gone for 2 days. Said he needed to clear his head, so he packed light and headed up into the Uintas with his usual gear. No big deal. He's done it before, but this time, when he came back, something was off. It started with how he walked in. No announcement. No, I'm back. Just opened the door, set his pack down, and stood in the kitchen like he forgot what it was for. I was at the table, mid-bite. He looked at me and smiled, but it didn't reach his eyes. "Good trip?" I asked. He nodded, still smiling. That smile didn't drop once the whole night. Not when he told me about the mountain lion tracks near his campsite. Not when I noticed he was wearing my sweatshirt, the one he hates. Not even when I asked what trail he took and he said, "North Ridge." There is no North Ridge, not here. That night I couldn't sleep. Something about how he moved felt wrong, too smooth, too studied. At one point I got up to check the locks and caught a glimpse of him in the hallway mirror. He was just standing in the dark, staring at it, not at his reflection, at the space beside it. The next morning I found a dead bird on the porch, not torn apart, just laid out neatly, like a gift. He said he didn't put it there. Then he asked if I remembered when our mom died. The thing is, she's still alive. I waited until he went out back. He said he wanted to feel the sun, but just stood in the middle of the yard, arms hanging loosely at his sides, face tilted upward like he was trying to remember what warmth felt like. That gave me maybe 10 minutes. I went straight for his pack. It looked normal at first. His knife, half-used water bladder, trail snacks he didn't touch. But when I unzipped the bottom pouch, I found something he would have never brought home. A lock of hair, tied with red thread, dry, brittle. Not his color, not mine. It looked old, like it had been buried in salt or ash. Underneath it was a scrap of parchment, something drawn in charcoal, rough circles layered with jagged lines, stick figures warped around a central shape. I didn't recognize the symbol, but the longer I stared, the more I felt like I should. When I turned it over, a single word was scrawled in the corner in tiny, frantic handwriting: "Return." I barely had time to zip the pack shut before I heard the back door open. He stepped inside, eyes still fixed on the ceiling like something might be living just above it. "You been in my bag?" he asked calmly. I lied, said no. He smiled. That damn smile. It stayed frozen while he poured himself a glass of water, gulped it down too fast, then poured another. His throat made no sound as he swallowed. Later that night I woke up to him humming, a song we used to sing when we were little. Only half the melody was wrong. Notes bent in places they shouldn't bend. The words didn't rhyme anymore, and when I peeked down the hallway, I saw him standing at my bedroom door, back turned, not moving, just listening. He didn't say anything when I asked what he was doing. He just walked away. In the morning, he was already at the kitchen table when I got up. No coffee, just sitting. He looked at me with that too wide smile and said, "Why'd you lie, little brother?" He asked why I lied. I didn't answer. I just stood there, heartbeat hammering behind my ribs, wondering how long he'd known. If he saw me touch the pack, if he'd ever really turned his back at all. He didn't press the question, just smiled and went back to staring at the table. Later he left again. No word, no jacket, just walked out into the tree line and vanished like he'd always belonged there. This time I didn't check the pack. I waited, and after midnight he came back. His hands were covered in dirt, shirt torn, no blood, just wrong. Like it wasn't made for his body anymore, like his limbs had started to stretch beneath the seams. He didn't say anything, just walked past me and went straight to the basement. That's when I heard it, knocking, but not from the door, from inside the pack, slow, wet, rhythmic, like knuckles dragging against plastic. I opened it. The first thing I saw was the hair again, matted now, damp with something dark. Beneath it, something wrapped in a tattered gray cloth. I should have stopped there. I didn't. I reached in and pulled it free. It was a jar, sealed with wax and twine. Inside was a mouth, not a full face, Just a mouth twisted in a silent scream, gums torn back, lips stitched closed with animal sinew. But it was breathing. The glass fogged up every few seconds. It was trying to speak. Then I realized something. It looked like mine. I dropped it. The jar didn't break. It just rolled to the edge of the floor and sat there, vibrating softly. Then from the basement his voice called up. Except it wasn't really his. It was mine, low, hollow, almost like he was trying